Good morning, PASW, staff, clients, friends joining us. Welcome to Thursday's class, and we're going to be talking about someone very special and very personal to me. Very famous jazz pianist, one of the most famous bebop jazz pianists of all time, Bud Powell. Without getting too emotional, Bud Powell was one of the most sensitive, technically brilliant, emotionally powerful piano players of all time. And we're going to talk about his life and also about his music. And we're going to approach an uncomfortable subject a little bit because I want to make a theory that might be controversial. Bud Powell suffered severe mental illnesses and severe depression, anxiety, and addictions. And, you know, we won't make this morose or anything, but my theory is that we're going to hear his music, and we're going to see in his music if we can see any of these neurotic, if neuroses can be translated musically, if we can see his neurotic, painful emotions coming through in his music. Can we hear a solo, and could we feel his pain in a sense? Or not feel it, understand it, or something. This is, so bear with me. Let's see if we can figure this out together. I know what we're doing is kind of impossible because it's up for interpretation, but I do want to look at his playing, and in particular one solo that he did, and to see if we can understand some of how he played, how he let out his emotions through his instrument, through the piano. And so together maybe we can uncover this. So let me introduce you to the man first, Bud Powell. Born in Harlem, New York, 1924, and his dad was a stride pianist. Stride is kind of like ragtime piano playing, you know, where it looks and sounds easy, like they play at Disneyland, but it's very, very hard. So he starts taking piano lessons at age 5, and by 10 he's going around town playing parties. His dad's, you know, renting him out, and because he can already play like his idol Art Tatum, and Art Tatum is one of the most famous stride jazz piano players of all time. So by 10 he's mastered that technique for the most part, and which is just unbelievable. So when Bud Powell he gets to New York, and he teams up with the bebop players, because like I said, he's one of the most prominent bebop piano players, and Thelonious Monk, who we'll talk about, was a big mentor to him. So so Bud Powell was very important for many reasons, but one big reason is that he was able to play like Charlie Parker on the piano. We all know Charlie Parker played saxophone and was the lead bebop, you know, innovator, along with Dizzy Gillespie. But Bud Powell translated, in a sense, loosely translated, Charlie Parker's playing on the saxophone to the piano, and where he could play just as fast, or just as rhythmically, or just as chromatically or harmonically as Charlie Parker. So that was a big part of why he was so influential. Because pianists weren't really doing that. You know, they were doing stride piano playing, ragtime playing, you know, here, solos. He was really expanding the piano into territories that were just like, you know, crazy for the 1940s and 50s. So unfortunately, he was hospitalized a few times, and it's unclear. I mean, he suffered from mental illness and depression. And also from alcoholism, and it's unclear how much it really makes me very sad, actually, how much racism played a part of, because I know he was beaten by policemen and struck over the head and institutionalized, and really, you know, I think back then it was very sad being an African American. And, you know, whether you had talent or not, it was just the racism was just horrible, as all of us know. But to have somebody suffer like Bud Powell with a talent like that is just extra. It hits me extra hard. So I know that, yeah, he was in and out of hospitals, and his drinking got worse. And again, I don't want to dwell on the negative part of his life, but I do want to address this mental illness that he had and see, like I said in the beginning, if we hear his mental illness in his jazz solos. So I'm going to play you this. Tell me what you think of this, and I think you'll know this.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh, why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't I?
So that's Judy Garland's version of Over the Rainbow. We all know that, right? I don't think you were thinking I was going to play that. What does that have to do with Bud Powell? Well, you're going to have to wait till tomorrow to find out. We're going to go and dive deep into his solo of Over the Rainbow and his interpretation. And we're going to see if indeed our thesis will hold up. Can we hear the artist suffering in mental illness through a piano solo? Can we hear Bud's bout with mental illness through his playing? I don't know. I guess we'll figure this out together, right? So we're going to continue Bud Powell Part 2 tomorrow, Friday. So have a good rest of the day. Hope you're enjoying the classes, and I'll see you tomorrow.